Hello, friends, and welcome back to Mobility Matters. I'm your host, Javier Betancourt, Executive Director of the Citizens Independent Transportation Trust, or CITT. We're the quasi-independent agency of Miami-Dade County charged with overseeing your half-penny sales tax for transportation. So we're broadcasting live out of these beautiful mobile studios here at the 2026 CoMotion Miami conference. And we've enjoyed a day full of great panels and great discussions here on this program. But I'm super excited to welcome as my guest, Ron Thaniel. Ron is the Senior Director for Policy and Regulatory Affairs for Zoox. And Zoox, if you haven't heard of them, is doing some really interesting things in the autonomous space. So Ron, welcome to the program.
Great, Javier. It's great to be here. It's also good to be back in Miami at CoMotion. This is my second one. And this one's special. We have our Robotaxi testing in Miami now.
That's right. So Robotaxis. First of all, what is Zoox and what are Robotaxis?
Sure. Zoox is an AI robotics company. We're building an autonomous Robotaxi. It's purpose-built, ground up. It's not like the retrofitted vehicles that you may have seen on roads. This is really designed for the rider experience. It has stagecoach seating or campfire seating, for example. Yeah. It is designed for cities. The scale of it, the subway sliding doors. It's everything that you could think about when you think about urban mobility. And as an urbanist, when I see our vehicle, I can't tell you how excited I am to think about what this means for America's great cities at the end of the day. So a couple things. We're based in Foster City, which is just south of San Francisco. We are an Amazon company, independent subsidiary of Amazon. Okay. Very appreciative of our parent company. We have our purpose-built Robotaxi again, operating in Miami as of last Friday. Cannot ride yet in it, but very soon we will open it for rides. We also have the Robotaxi operating in Northern California in the San Francisco Bay Area, San Francisco, as well as Foster City, Las Vegas. Las Vegas is especially exciting. You can ride the Robotaxi to many of the exciting destinations. And as of last week, you can now ride the Robotaxi to the airport in Las Vegas. And then, of course, our most recent location outside of Miami is Austin, Texas. So it's an incredible journey that we're on. We also have test fleets operating in other cities, including Los Angeles, Atlanta, Seattle, Washington, D.C. So it is an incredible vision. I'm an urbanist, as I said. I've been working with cities my entire life. I was at the U.S. Conference of Mayors. I was with the governor of New York, working on transit issues in New York City. This is about how we move people in dense urban cities in ways that are sustainable, ways that promote affordability, ways that connect people to jobs and other opportunities. So could not be more happy to be here.
Really exciting space. And I know everyone is talking about autonomous vehicles. We have been for some time and visioning this future, and yet that future is here, which is the really exciting thing. Like some people, there was a long debate on how long it would take to actually witness autonomous vehicles on our roadways. And I think it's happened sooner than many people expected. And so it's really exciting. Now, there are some other companies in this space. So what makes Zoox unique?
A couple things. Number one, I always like to start with safety. Safety is foundational for Zoox. It is foundational with everything that we do. You look at the design of the vehicle. You have redundancy built into the vehicle because it's purpose-built. So because it's purpose-built, we can add redundancy into the vehicle. Mm-hmm. We have more than 100 safety innovations in our vehicle that you cannot find in a retrofitted vehicle. That's a key point right there. Also, we are quite proud of our transparency with regulators, with state officials, with city officials. No surprises. That's the way we look at this. We give the good news. When there's bad news, we give the bad news. Full transparency. And the third point that I'm quite proud of, we are the only company in the United States, number one, assembling our vehicle in the United States. Right in Northern California, we have this incredible facility that we just opened last June of 2025. And the facility is 2.5 times the size of a U.S. football field, creating lots of jobs. And in particular, many of those jobs do not require college degrees. And so that's something I'm really proud of. We're building our vehicle right here in the United States. And that is something that from the very beginning, our vision has been an American company. And including, for example, our Fusion Center, which is this exciting facility that oversees the operations of our robotaxis. We have facilities right here in the United States as well. You have one in Foster City, one in Las Vegas, and one in Arizona as well. So those are the key 3 areas. And then, if I, on a personal note, if I could, my first automobile was 2020, pandemic year. I grew up in Baltimore. I rode public transit my entire time, Baltimore, Washington, New York City, now out here in the Bay Area. This is a form of sustainable mobility, shared mobility. At some point in the day, I'm going to get in a Zoox vehicle. I'm going to get on BART. That's our transit system in the Bay or Muni. I'm going to actually walk, which is good for me. I'm also going to use bike share. That is what creates these vibrant, exciting cities. And we're part of that.
Very exciting. So I also lived in D.C. for a time. No car. You don't want to have a car in D.C. And you can get along without one. Yeah. Just now, that's not the case, unfortunately, for most of Miami and many other places. But it can be if you had alternative options. So I will tell you, I got in a car accident recently, totaled my truck. So I've been taking this scooter behind me to the metro.
That's your
station.
Scooter.
That's my scooter. We won't promote the vendor, but that's my scooter.
I was wondering, why is there a scooter on the stage, by the way? Okay, there we go. Okay.
I don't let it out of my sight. Yeah. So I take that to the train station, and that gets me to work. But there are days when even that isn't a viable option, and I'll have to take rideshare. So to me, it's not about choosing one modality or another. It's having those options, and just having Zoox enter the market, adding that additional option is just fantastic. You could actually live without a car in Miami, knowing that on those days that you can't walk or bike or take transit, you have something like Zoox. Right? So it's all about the ecosystem.
Oh, it is. And another key point is first mile, last mile.
Yeah.
I mean, the ability to connect communities in transit deserts that may not have good access to public transit, may not have, individual may not have a personal automobile. Using a Zoox vehicle, that first mile, last mile connection to the transit system, I think is also critical. Now, if you want to own your personal automobile, that's great. Yeah. But when I think of cities, it should not be a requirement to get into cities at the end of the day.
Especially, and I know this is something that both San Francisco and Miami have in common. We have an affordability crisis. And, you may not be able to do a lot about the price of housing, but if you can eliminate the price of transportation or bring that cost down, all of a sudden you free up disposable income to put towards housing. And not having to own your own car is going to save you thousands of dollars.
Absolutely.
Right?
Maintenance.
And again, on the days you need it, you have it at your disposal. Mm-hmm. Now, Zoox, which you would consider a rideshare company, I mean, how does that fit into that space?
It's autonomous mobility as a service. It's ride hailing. I mean, think of Uber and Lyft at the autonomous.
It'll be the same thing. Someone will have an app. They'll call it.
I have the app in my pocket right now on my phone. Yes.
And it'll take you to where you want to go.
I use it on a regular basis in San Francisco. We use it in Las Vegas. Soon it's going to be Miami and Austin and other cities in this country. It is really exciting. It gives personal freedom, especially with people with disabilities as well. That's the other point I want to mention. I mean, we are opening up a whole world of opportunity
for
people with disability as well.
And kids who can't drive and older folks who can't drive, right? And so, a lot of times they're kind of dependent on others to get them around, or on what we call here STS, Special Transit Services, which, isn't the most efficient way for them to get to their doctor's appointments or to their friends or other destinations. So with this technology, they'll be able to do that effortlessly.
I have a Zoox superfan living in my house with my 11-year-old daughter. Loves the idea of Zoox. I must admit, when she turns 16, and I don't think she's going to try to get a driver's license. Yeah.
I agree. So I got two 15-year-olds.
Yeah.
Neither one of them are interested in pursuing their learner's permit to get a driver's license. And now as a parent, I have to say, if I don't want to have to drive them somewhere, I'm a little hesitant to put them in an Uber or Lyft, because you never know about the driver and the safety of your children. You don't have to worry about that with an autonomous vehicle.
Not at all. Not at all. Yeah. I put my daughter in an autonomous vehicle. Yeah. I put my daughter in a Zoox autonomous vehicle. Let me be very clear about that. Yes. Yeah. The other thing, if I could jump in real quick.
Please.
From my standpoint, and I'm an urbanist, I've worked with cities, mayors, U.S. Conference of Mayors, National League of Cities, NACDO, all these organizations I have either worked for or have worked with over my career. And when you think of the regulatory structure, NHTSA at the federal level is our regulator. In most cases, the state DMV is the regulator. Mm-hmm. The city's not. But what the city is that critical partner. I mean, that what makes me excited. We can help cities begin to address their mobility challenges. And so met with the mayor of Miami-Dade this morning. It was a lovely conversation. And one of the key points I made was, let us know how we can help. And that's a critical piece when we enter a market.
And I'm sure she discussed this with you, but the county does run a service called Metro Connect,
Yes.
which is their on-demand service. It's going through some changes potentially, but it's right now prohibitively expensive in large part because of the labor costs, right, associated with having a driver in those vehicles. I would imagine that going fully autonomous allows you to bring down that price point in a way that the public sector can potentially partner more easily. Is that the case?
It should bring down the price point, but I also want to talk about jobs. And that's an important point here. We cannot ignore that.
Right.
And at Zoox, again, because we are building our vehicle in the United States, we're creating lots of jobs at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And many of these jobs are, again, without college degree. These are well-paying jobs, creating opportunities for people who may have been displaced by technology at the end of the day.
What type of jobs might be associated with the cities you're serving outside of, the manufacturing or assembly plant?
Sure. We have test fleet. This is a autonomous vehicle, but it has a human safety operator. That's the first stage of deployment in a city. We have maintenance. As I mentioned, we have our fusion center, again, the air traffic control center that oversees the vehicle. And so we have many different opportunities. We have hardware, software, firmware jobs as well. When we enter a market, let me give Las Vegas as an example, and this is what could come to Miami as well. We entered Las Vegas a number of years ago, and we had basically 3 to 5 employees at the company. Today, we have over 700 workers in Vegas. And so that's the growth engine that we are to a metropolitan area, to a city.
You said, so this has now been rolled out here in Miami. What is the timeline, more or less, if you can share it, on how soon people will be able to use the system, and how far will they be able to go in the beginning? Is it limited to just the city of Miami? Is it the entire county? Is it the region?
Sure. Right now, we're in Edgewater and Beverly Terrace. And so that is as of Friday this past week. Again, we believe in what we say tiny, small, medium, large, or crawl, walk, run at the end of the day. And so we're going to test, and we're going to build the relationships. We have already engaged first responders. We've had first responder engagement. This is not a race. Companies that have treated this like a sprint are largely gone. So this is a marathon. We will take our time. We will build those relationships. We will test. And when we're ready, hopefully towards the end of this year, we will open up the service to our initial riders at that point.
Well, let me tell you, this is all really exciting, and I could speak for hours on this, and I think people would be interested in tuning in, but unfortunately, we're out of time. So we're going to have to wrap it up. Now, in the meantime, if people want to learn more about the service or perhaps get on a list to be notified when you start opening those rides to the public, where should they go?
Just go to our website at Zoox. Zoox. Zoox.
Zoox.com.
Yep.
I have to ask, where'd the name come from? Do you happen to know what inspired this?
Yes, it's a marine life, and so it is something that's really special to us. The whole concept behind it. It is about sustainability. It's about leaving a footprint that is cleaner than what we have. You think about the 20th century transportation system. It has been a system that in many ways has led to unsustainable transportation patterns, urban sprawl leading to suburban sprawl. This is about reclaiming that, creating vibrant, sustainable, cleaner cities, mitigating public health impacts from conventional vehicles. This is about building a cleaner, better planet at the end of the day.
Well, I could think of no better statement to end this program with. So thank you for that. Thank you for appearing as my guest. Thank you for everything you're doing. I'm really excited to see this rollout and to participate in it.
Thank you so much.
Okay. And folks, thank you for tuning in. That's all the time we have here for this episode of Mobility Matters, but we invite you to continue to watch the rest of this program here at CoMotion Miami. We have a couple of guests still in the lineup, and to continue watching the program overall. We're not going away. You can learn more about us and Mobility Matters at our website, miamidade.gov/CITT. So stay tuned, but in the meantime, Miami, keep moving.